Come with me deep into an ancient Tasmanian forest. Become immersed in Mother Nature. Allow yourself to be held by the beauty. Feel your nervous system begin to relax.
Hi, gorgeous people. I'm not sure if you can hear me over the calls, but I wanted to show you then so you could have a visual of what it was that you could hear in the background during the relaxation. It is just so stunning, so ancient, and I'm the only person here. There's no one else, just me, sending you all the energy from this very special place.
Hi, beautiful people. I actually don't have too many words to say today. I just wanted to film the new relaxation practice here in the depths of the Liffey forest. And so you could really feel immersed deep in what is ancient nature. And sometimes I feel this is the best medicine to completely get out of the mind, get out of thoughts, and just be held by Mother Nature. And the sounds that you can hear, or that I'm guessing you can hear, you'll hear many birds, especially when I become quiet. And that's the sound of the river, Liffey River, which it's winter here. There's a lot of water. It's a beautiful sound. I'm actually, I'm probably at least 50, if not 100 meters away from the river. I can't see it from here, but I can hear her. I can feel her energy, and it shouldn't be too intrusive. If we were right beside her, I will include some beautiful footage of her, which I'm sure I probably add in at the start, which you've already seen. But rather than being so close where it's a different energy, it's a beautiful, purifying, cleansing energy. But the energy today for this relaxation session is to feel deeply grounded. So join me here deep in this ancient forest. You can obviously watch the video, or you can close your eyes and listen to the sounds and allow yourself to be deeply immersed. You can be seated, you can be lying down, whatever is most comfortable and available to you at the moment. And perhaps to help you settle, just simply become aware of the breath. And if you need a little more extra support than this ancient forest, just to bring yourself into the present moment, every inhale is an opportunity to open your heart. Every exhale, quieten, empty the mind. Open your heart, empty the mind. Anytime you find you are distracted, just simply come back to the inhale, open the heart. Exhale, quiet, empty mind. Welcome back from your relaxation. And it's a little backwards in this session, but next I have a few astrology insights if you would like to listen to those, and also a bonus recording I did of a little something that I wrote. Just a few astrology notes for you. We've just had our new moon, and so now the energy begins to wax, so the energy begins to grow again, and we're actually just starting what we call eclipse season. So as you know, I know very little about Vedic astrology in general, but I share the little bit that I do know. And from what I can recall, eclipses tend to happen in pairs, and sometimes I think you can even have 2 pairs in a row, maybe. And the energy that an eclipse brings tends to happen in the weeks prior to the eclipse, and even in the weeks after the eclipse happens. So the first of these eclipses, and you could even say, I think I heard Swati say that the new moon we just had was a partial eclipse, but not many people were really talking about it. But this full moon, which is on the 8th of September, is what we call a lunar eclipse. And so a few notes that I've written down from listening to Swati and a couple of other videos is actually one thing I wanted to share with you is don't look at the eclipse. So I believe it is going to be visible in Australia if you're down here, perhaps. All of the astrologers, I'm not 100% sure why this is the case. I understand that an eclipse the energy is one of death and rebirth, and that's not a bad thing. So it means that something is going to end, and something new is to create space for something new to come in. But all of my astrologers have always said, do not look at the moon during the eclipse, and do not eat leftover food. So if you happen to have made food the day before, don't eat that food the following day. It's like it's dead energy. Maybe that's the best way to describe an eclipse. Even though there's this beautiful death and rebirth, there is this dead, lacking prana energy about at that time. Now, apparently, there's something quite special about this eclipse that's coming up with the full moon on the 8th of September. Because, what have I written down here? We haven't had an eclipse like this in 18 years because the Sun and Ketu are together in the sign of Leo. And also, so what we might think is there could be some really scattered, almost some fierce energy because Moon and Rahu are together, and it creates a lot of scattered Vata energy. So this kind of grounding video is perfect. But Jupiter is actually in play as well. And maybe this is a bit too much information, so you can skip this bit if you're not particularly interested in the astrology. But if you are, this energy of Jupiter that's going to be there is actually going to bring a really beautiful positive slant to this eclipse. Not to say that eclipses are necessarily negative at all, but it's going to be the innovative, unconventional, sort of thinking outside of the box energy. So one little note I wrote here, it's a beautiful time to find solutions for humanity so we can rise above our own issues and challenges. So I would always recommend, if there is something you're trying to solve and the answer's just not coming to you, do one of these relaxations, get really quiet, really still, bring yourself within, and it actually creates space for that answer to be revealed to you. So I hope that's a little bit helpful. I also wanted to record this little piece that I recently wrote. It just, when I get quiet and still, I just find words just come onto the page. It's definitely not finished by any means, and I'm sure there's plenty of changes I'll make, but hopefully the foundation is there, and the essence of what it is that I'm trying to share with you. I've called this piece The Eye of the Heart, and some of the inspiration for this piece actually has come from a beautiful book that I read recently, and about Mary Magdalene, which I know very little about any of these beautiful people in the past that and their stories. I'll put a little picture of the book up on the screen, and it's a really I'm not religious at all, and I wasn't reading it from that point of view. I just read it from the point of view of it's someone's story, or their version of a story, and I trust that if I've been drawn to a book, there's a message within there for me, and there were so many beautiful messages in this book. Anyway, I digress. This is a little piece that I've written, and so get comfortable, and you could be seated, you could be lying down. So, the eye of the heart. The simple act of closing your eyes brings you closer to where you long to be. Remove your gaze from any possible distractions so you can see what can't be seen with your lovely, longing eyes. And with your eyes now closed, allow them to be soft in their sockets. And now exhale and release any tension from the temples. Release any tension from the forehead. And soften the jaw. The experience you so deeply long for cannot be found outside of you. It can only be received from within. The wonderful news is what you are seeking already exists. She has existed for all of eternity. She is beyond space. She is beyond time. You do not need to ascend a holy mountain to find her, for you will be unable to remain at the heights of the lofty peak, at mercy of the elements, and you will have no choice but to retreat to lower ground. Much like the promise of water in the desert, every external object is just a mirage, an illusion, is only relatively real. That feeling of the elusive something missing from your life will not arrive via yet another worldly experience. Like all the others, after the initial high, you will recognize the familiar, unsatiated, and discontented low. The path to what you seek is a deep descent. A deep descent into the unknown depths of the eye of the heart. And you can now rest knowing that you can stop climbing further up and up, and instead descend further into the eye of the heart, can also call the eye of the heart the awareness of the soul, or even more simply, awareness. Awareness is not of the ordinary mind. The ordinary, everyday thinking mind's goal is to maintain your body's survival, which undoubtedly is an important role, for without a physical body, you cannot experience her, the eye of the heart. It is from this place of awareness you can directly touch your divine nature within. And to touch your divine nature is to realize that you are divine. To know that you are divine is to know that you are more than your finite body. And perhaps most mesmerizing is to discover the real you is pure, unconditional love, pure, loving awareness. The infinite version of you is the love you have been searching and longing for. An infinite love that you don't need to put your makeup on for, or work exhaustingly to achieve worldly success. The infinite love you have so deeply longed for, had sleepless nights over, have feared you would never know, has been quietly, subtly waiting for you to wake up and look in her direction, the direction of the deepest descent within, deep down and further in. You see, the ordinary mind, in its quest for survival, has created division, dividing you from nature, from others, and dividing you from your true self. For the ordinary mind is easily consumed by fear. Fear of not having enough, fear of not being loved, fear of failure, fear of not being good enough. The list goes on and on. And then this fear then manifests in a multitude of complex emotions of anger, greed, ignorance, envy, lust. Again, the list goes on and on. And all of this is sticky. You can hear the stickiness, the entrapment, the entanglement and enslavement of the words. And this stickiness makes you cling to how you would like life to be and push away what is less desirable, creating a cycle of attachment and aversion. And this is a cycle most will struggle to break in this lifetime, in hundreds of lifetimes. The ordinary mind is clever, having you believe in a limited version of yourself, a limited version of love, a love that has to be earned, a love that exists outside of yourself and must be received from others. If you choose to identify solely with the ordinary mind, you will seek love from outside of yourself and always be left heartbroken. When you realize you can witness the ordinary mind, then you will rest in awareness. You will know and rest in loving awareness. When you rest in loving awareness, you are love. Embodying this profound realization that all you have ever wanted, you already are, allows all fears, attachments, and aversions to fall away. However, it is a process of grounded purification. And some days you will forget your divine nature and fall back into the habits of the ordinary mind. You are human and you are divine. You must embrace both until there is no separation, until all there is is loving awareness, the eye of the heart. So with your eyes closed, come to rest your awareness on the breath. With your next inhale, open to the eye of the heart. As you exhale, empty the ordinary mind. Inhale, open to the eye of the heart. Exhale, empty the ordinary mind. Inhale, you rest in the eye of the heart. Exhale, mind is empty, quiet. Inhale, resting in the eye of the heart, loving awareness. And exhale, mind empty. You rest in the awareness of your divine self. You can repeat this until you find, as if by magic, you're just right there, resting in loving awareness. To become whole again is to remember you are undivided, you are not separate from love, that you are loving awareness. And over time, you will always remember that you are loving awareness.